No.
Yeah, we got to see the new Don Hong and the new March 7th, so that was pretty cool.
And what do they look like?
Well, Don Hong looks like Don Hong.
Well, does he have a new form, or is it just a change of clothes?
He has slightly different clothes and 2 gold horns.
That's something.
Yeah, he looks very close to the 4-star model, to the point where people were debating if it was the 4-star model or not. And March looks like an older version of Clara. Yes. Also, I guess she ate Amphorius in the trailer, so there's that.
I'm sorry, did you say she ate it?
So she plucks Amphorius from the stars and she swallows it, basically. Apparently, it sounds like she's gonna be like veracity instead of remembrance. So I guess we're gonna find out about the other path remembrance absorbed, kind of like how order was absorbed by harmony. Yeah.
We got new scaling because the Trailblazer is just going to be stronger than her.
Got that veracity upgrade. So that actually reminds me, we did get a comment going over some of the Ruby information that we mentioned last time, because apparently we're misinformed. Which, to be fair, we probably are. Let me.
Ruby's a lot stronger than we give it credit for.
No. That a lot of shit we were saying was wrong in terms of the upscaling. So, let me open up the comment. I said I was gonna go over on the next primal stream. So this is from Abel.
I almost want to go to Warbirds. Also, like, I don't give enough of a shit about. You know what? I should probably give a shit about Ruby because fucking Marker versus Ruby is coming out, so I should probably go through Fire Force Soul Eater and Ruby again just to be up to date.
Relax. You can just wait for Ruby's new season to come out. So, Kyle.
That's still coming out?
Yes, they did confirm the next season of Ruby is happening, and I'm sure they're going to push their luck, and we're not going to get the ending until way later. So, Kyle.
No, it's okay. It's okay as long as they introduce a new girl that can be used as, good material.
Are you suggesting that there's more to Ruby than just character designs?
I'm suggesting that they don't really do fights anymore, so its strongest attraction is the fact that all the girls are hot, so play into that. I don't hear you denying it. I win.
Bruh. Let's see here. Did Black Star surpass God at end of series?
God.
Well, I mean, isn't the God of soul?
Technically,
Isn't that just death?
kind of. It's Shinra, but also not Shinra, and Shinra might be implied to be Soul's father. It's the ending of Fire Force is weird because technically Shinra made Death, but Death would technically scale above him. It's weird.
Well, I mean, making something that scales above you isn't necessarily weird.
Well, no, because it's kind of hard to coincide that with like the history that we have with how Soul Eater establishes like Death's backstory, how he's been around for like hundreds of years and shit with the Keishin and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we just assumed that. We just assumed they already lied.
So I would say yes. Black Star should be at least on par, if not stronger than Death, because he was able to at least fight and keep up with Keishin Krona. And they would be stronger than just like the base Keishin.
As the base Keishin stronger than Death, or what?
Basically, either on par or scales enough to Death that he's a threat.
Alright, so we would say like very, very close then.
It'd basically be like they are unbelievably close, but not so much, but not so far away from each other that it's like a real discussion. Like you know the scenarios where it's like you have a cast of characters where you should by all rights be able to say they should scale above, but you're not quite sure.
Yeah.
It's that. By all rights, I should be able to say they do.
But it's not that simple.
Kind of. But when I go back through Soul Eater, I'll let you know, because I have to go back through Fire Force as well.
Black Star's main goal is to surpass God, right?
Like, Black Star has a lot of goals.
Okay, so going back to the Ruby comment, because I said I would read it on this stream. Shi Yang would scale to Neo, and Neo has like a nuke feat. Oh, well, I guess he's quoting you. So, Neo shouldn't scale to the Kane explosion because it's a magic attack that Oscar has control over what form it takes. Also, Neo was outside the attack's range. Additionally, Hazel, one of the strongest nominated characters, dies from being hit with...
So the feat I'm talking about is, you know when they're in that dream Neverland and she lands and makes that ginormous fucking crater?
Yes.
She would scale to that because that's based off durability and the characters can physically hurt her and she can hurt them, and Ruby has shown like AP and durability are like intertwined with each other.
Okay. Ozpin, this one's directed at me. Ozpin, a headmaster of magic, literally died when he fought a full power Cinder. The only time Cinder is damaged by the MCs are when Ruby uses Silver Eyes and Penny with Maiden Powers.
That's kind of true, kind of not true from what the series explained, if I remember correctly.
Good morning, Ezio. So, while it is true that Ozpin dies to the Maiden, Ozpin's magical powers are a little... They're a little wonky, because his main ability is kinetic energy, from what I remember, because that's how his cane works. He stores kinetic energy in the cane in order to fire the blasts. So I don't know how much of his magical power actually still remains, because I don't believe he's on par with how he used to be. But again, I'm not too familiar with Ruby. Raven was holding back against Crow because she didn't want to reveal herself as a Spring Maiden and be hunted by Salem. You know, Raven, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Raven had already presented the position that she had the Spring Maiden in her possession. Because if I remember correctly...
I believe she did. I believe that was a conversation she was having with Cinder.
Not only that, I think when Cinder shows up at the camp, they make the implication that the girl, not Raven, is the maiden. Because the twist wasn't...
Because that's why Cinder kills her and stabs her in the gut.
Yes.
She thinks she's going to get power.
Yeah. The twist wasn't that there was a maiden there. The twist is it was specifically Raven. Raven admitting she has a maiden already puts her in Salem's target. So if what you're saying is true, this would just be an example of poor writing by Ruby, once again, that their characters just start making stupid fucking decisions. Either you don't have a maiden at all, or you might as well just take the full brunt of it because you're the strongest person in your clan anyways.
Well, you're going to have to fight because she's going to be a threat to your clan.
No, because that would be reasonable, and Ruby people just aren't reasonable. They just think they can avoid Salem forever. I will never get over how fucking stupid the story became when the characters got upset at Ozpin for fucking not telling them there was an immortal deity behind the fucking grin.
An immortal god that could not be killed by anyone. It's like, yeah. He didn't tell any of you because you all would act exactly like this. You're proving him right to not tell you.
I think Ozpin will always be one of those fun situations to where a character does nothing wrong.
Him and Ironwood.
That's true. No, Ironwood got character assassinated. Ozpin got turned into a bitch, but he wasn't technically character assassinated.
No. It's the fact of like, Ironwood was correct the entire time.
I always like how the series makes Ironwood seem bad for being upset with Team Ruby for leaking confidential information about his plan, even though, you know, that's not their call to make. Kyle, Raven was about to kill Cinder when she was using the maiden powers and Crow would scale the Raven. Vernal had to distract Cinder so Raven could land a deciding blow. Also, Cinder was weakened by Ruby Silver's eyes prior to her fight with Raven. Okay, so... Let me look that one up, because that'd be in Season 5. Did they ever fight in Season 5?
Is there a fight in Season 5?
Yes. Or, yeah, at the end of Season 5, they have the whole fight with each other. But, like...
I'm getting Season 5 confused with Season 4, the one that, like, has no fights besides the one with, like...
never...
at the end.
Yeah, that's volume 4.
That was so fucking boring.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Like, goddamn, your writing was never your strong suit. You should have just fucking stuck to fights.
For what I remember specifically of Volume 5, fucking,
Was it Volume 5 or Volume 6 that felt like a waste of time in a filler because nothing happened? I don't remember if it was 4 and 5 or if it was 4 and 6.
Both, probably. I'm gonna be honest, everything past Season 4 until, like, Season 7 felt like filler.
Let's be very clear, you could skip a lot of Season 4 and you would miss fucking nothing.
You could skip all of Season 4 and not miss anything. Okay, so he is right technically, but I would need a guidebook statement to confirm how much weaker Cinder got. So you remember? You might not remember. Do you remember how when they're fighting in the school, how Weiss gets stabbed from behind?
Vaguely.
So when Weiss gets stabbed, Ruby loses control and unleashes her silver eyes. And
no, you mean Pura.
No, Weiss. So the same situation happens twice.
Was it?
Yeah, because Cinder's like, oh, I'm gonna kill your girlfriend the second time, and she chucks the spear at Weiss, stabbing her clean through the back, but Weiss actually survives. But, so, when that happens, Ruby's silver eyes activate, and she shuts down Raven's powers for a bit of time, but Raven's powers come back after the silver eyes disappear. So it's like she was weakened for a moment, but I don't know how actually weakened she would have been. If that battle let Ruby win the fight with Maka, I will bet that battle will say silver eyes will affect on Maka. Yeah, that's the only argument you can make. But the problem is that like they're not 1-to-1.
Well, me and Zim went over this when I did the like 5-6 years ago, where it's just like you'd have to make some major concessions to try and say that the Black Blood is similar to what the Grimm are made out of, because the Black Blood's not evil. It's just madness, like made manifest.
Listen, if it quacks like a duck, if it looks like a duck, if it waddles like a duck, I guess it's just not a duck.
Well, no, because like the biggest thing I think that I showed you as well is that like Maka literally just has abilities that would just shut all of Ruby's shit down and lock her out of all of her abilities, because she can literally just control her soul.
Yes. Thoughts on Undertale, Zim? What do you want me to say? I heard it was a decent game. I think it got really popular, probably a little too popular for its own good. It had some memorable characters and decent lore that the author's probably never going to explore again, because that doesn't really feel like something he's interested in. I mean, it's fine. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, I've always been curious about playing Undertale, but it's like...
I've always heard you either fucking love it or you fucking hate it.
Yeah. It's one of those pieces of media where you're either all in or you're all out. Although it did have a few banger soundtracks, and it had good narrative gameplay cohesion. It's not a bad game. Like on paper, it's a really solid game. It's just
Isn't it one of those indie games that has a lot of different paths depending on things you choose to do?
Yes. There are, I think, 3 different endings to the game, I believe. But how you get those endings leads you into very different scenarios. Because there's the pacifist ending. Technically, there's like 4 or 5, but there's only 3 main endings. There's the pacifist ending. There's the sort of like middle ground ending where you've killed some people, but you've also spared a lot of people. And then there's the genocide ending. How powerful is Chara? No fucking clue. Undertale scaling, you either believe they're multiversal or like fucking building level. Oh, that actually reminds me. Apparently, country level JJK has been removed off VSB. So that's kind of interesting.
Really?
Yeah, I guess they ended up arguing against Gojo's earthquake feat and Kenjaku's statements for Gojo powering a country. To be fair, I think powering a country was kind of silly, but the earthquake one I think is also like, I think that was pretty concrete. The author is spending ages to release Deltarune's chapters. It's been almost a decade. The game isn't finished yet, though Toby Fox, author, has turned him game into a shipper's fest. I love Undertale. It has my most favorite character in fiction, but I'm not a fan of RPG's Toho playstyle. That's fair. Azrael is the only one who remotely scales to multiversal.
I'll take you all at your word. I'm not anywhere near invested or care enough to try Undertale.
If I remember correctly, there's also this really stupid lore situation in Undertale where monsters can't really kill humans, even though they're way stronger than them.
What?
Yeah, because I remember. I don't know how it works because I remember Asgore, the king of the monsters. He's a nice guy, but he kills children, and the reason he kills children is because he needs their souls to free his people from the barrier humanity has trapped them inside of. When you meet him to fight, he actually like talks to you and is like super chill about it, and he tries to like avoid the fight for as long as possible. And because like he's so guilty about the kids he's killed, when you try to offer to let him surrender, he breaks the surrender button, so you have to kill him in the fight.
So he's doing what he thinks is necessary, but he's racked with guilt.
Yes.
That's actually a pretty good character thing to have.
I think my only issue with him is that he's a little too nice. Because, like, I mean, I guess that's the idea, is that, like, oh, he's such, like, he's like a puppy, almost. Like, you don't expect him to do anything bad, like, you could never see that, but then he tells you he's gonna kill you, you know? I guess that's what the guy was going for. The guy at the end of the pacifist route, he also races the timeline in the boss fight. I think it is more so about willpower, because monsters cannot contain determination or else they would melt. Asgore seems pretty determined to fucking save his people. I don't know about all that noise. But again, I'm not really into Undertale. I've heard Deltarune is good, but I'm not touching Deltarune either. Chara destroys all files. Oh, yeah, that's where the multiversal argument comes from. So save files are canonically different timelines in Undertale. And the character is able to delete your save files, which is where they scale them to multiversal. I remember now.
I mean, that seems pretty... If they're stated to be timelines, that's fine. I'd accept that.
They're not stated to be timelines directly. They are heavily inferred to be timelines. Because of a character named Sans. I'm sure you're familiar with Sans. He was like the big popular character that came out of the game. The fucking skeleton with like the blue fucking jacket.
Right.
So basically, Sans, despite being like a deadbeat drunk in the story, used to be a scientist who worked with a guy named Gaster to study quantum anomalies. And he's aware that someone keeps resetting the timeline, and that's supposed to be you restarting the game every single time. In fact, I think in the pacifist route, he kind of hints at the idea that you shouldn't play the game for the other endings because the end is so good, just let people have their happy ending. When you fight him in the genocide route because you have to kill his brother, he flat out tells you that he was aware of the timeline's rewriting. He was aware you were doing it. He just didn't understand why someone would be so cruel and twisted to rewrite time to kill everybody. No, again, Undertale is a game with a lot of great ideas and characters, and potentially good execution. Again, I've never played it, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. Well, that's not true. I've either heard good or bad things about it. It's a very polarizing game. Point is Toby Fox cooked with that game. If you can get past the gameplay and the silliness of the characters, there's a lot of great lore in there. But that's like all I know about Undertale. Also, the main character technically is two characters in one, and there's a flower who's also technically you, I think, as well.
Right.
Listen, the more you learn about Undertale's story, the less sense it makes, and then until it finally makes sense is the best way I can say it. It makes no sense until it makes sense.
This feels like a game that can't be explained to me. I have to go and play it myself, and then it'll click.
No, because even if you play it, you have to play it 3 different times in order to understand the full story.
Right.
No, Flowey is Azrael's soul reborn into a flower in the human world. Okay, so Frisk and Chara are not connected to Azrael at all, then?
You know, when people explain something about a game to you, and it makes you want to try it?
Yeah.
The more you're explaining to me about Undertale, the less I want to try it.
Chara used to be Azrael's friend. I think Gaster being Sans dad is a theory. We are never elaborated on what the hell Gaster is. A game theory. Thanks for watching. I haven't seen game theory since MatPat retired. I kind of wonder how the videos have been without him.
they still keep going?
Yeah, no, he had a whole team behind him and everything. I think he still helps behind the scenes. He just doesn't like do videos anymore. Bro, he had a franchise that makes fucking bang. You really think he was just gonna fucking give that up that easily? No, we don't know anything about Gaster. All we know about Gaster is that the most humans that got their souls taken away were Azrael's friends till he died. Ah, I see. So all we know about Gaster is that the weapons Sans uses in the boss battle are referred to as Gaster blasters, and you can actually find Gaster in a random room before he disappears from reality. Everything else about Gaster has been pure fan speculation. And by that I mean that Undertale has been around so long that it's hard to separate what's fan canon and what's actually canon.
Right.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You know how that story goes.
Yes.
Do we know what the Gaster blasters shoot? No. What? Okay, no, yeah, it's already up. We do not know anything about the Gaster blasters. Again, Toby Fox made a mystery character and had no intentions of ever establishing that character's lore any further. Actually, I take that back. I think you can find a letter from Gaster, but that's, I think, it. I think Matt Pat became a politician now. He became a lobbyist.
What the fuck does he lobby?
He's lobbying for better internet laws instead of the like absurd like blanket laws they're doing right now. Sans is heavily implied to be from Deltarune due to how he is the only monster that bleeds instead of melting. From what I remember about Chara's backstory is that she was once a human who fell down to the underground, much like Frisk. Well, I don't know if they've ever... I don't know if they'll ever explain Sans' position. What the fuck? Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I didn't realize that was a Gaster cameo.
I am the leader here, bitch. I say who drowns, and he's our bomb maker. We need him. Until he teaches us a recipe.
Sorry, Piss Man, but this one isn't for you. Oh, I actually didn't realize you could find people who knew Gaster. Which one was Chara's soul at the end? It was bravery, right? Not too sure. How Luffy knows about tank and jet if there are no jets and tanks that are not in One Piece? They're probably in stories. Again, like there's no like space stations for the most part, or there weren't for a while before they happen. You know, like it's just imagination.
Or just call it what it is. He thought it was just a cool name. Not everything needs to have an in-depth canonical explanation for why something is called something.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you do get. So you do get some information about Gaster, but that's about it. It is technically possible to find Gaster, but then he just disappears the second you touch him. About Asgore, from what I remember about Char's backstory is that she was once a human, and both Asgore and Toyo adopted and raised Char and became friends, siblings with Asriel. From what I remember, both wanted to make a butterscotch pie for their mother. How Vegapunk got tech when the One Piece world has not that advanced in tech? Because he's just smart enough to create it.
Yeah, Vegapunk has literally stated that he can create shit that shouldn't exist for like another, 500 years? Was that the timeline they gave?
I think so, yeah. No, One Piece is actually pretty advanced for a fucking universe. It's just that only some characters are smart enough to use that power. Or not that power, use that kind of resource for their intelligence. Because like, to provide an example, Germa also has super advanced technology too.
You want to put your heater on after the half? Fair enough. You going to put your heater on?
Probably.
If Vegapunk could create a humanoid, why didn't he create an OP person with Roger Whitebeard Rock's genes? He would probably be Emu. Probably not, because we don't know how strong Emu is in reference to those characters. Remember, son dying is gay, disappears with a smile. Also, hello Melissa, we don't know when Vegapunk started doing genetic research to create those like clones. Well, actually, no. I think what really happened is that
Aren't we also told that he only does those experiments because he's been told to by the Celestial Dragons?
yeah, because they're supposed to be the next generation of pacifistas. Azrael can use their soul to break out of the barrier, which he did after he absorbed the soul, but then later got killed by the humans. Whack. Who was more smarter, Urahara or Bulma? I'm gonna say Bulma. Pretty sure the soul that Azrael got born with was Chara, which is why he was so sadistic and psychotic as Flowey. I see. Bro, JoJo breaking the One Piece power system. They cannot see or touch stands. They can only try to hurt the stand users. Not exactly. Not exactly. That depends on what you think stands are.
Me and Zim discussed this because Araki's not quite clear on what stands are depending on the part. Sometimes they're souls, sometimes they're the embodiment of willpower. And those are not the same thing.
Okay, so that's real. Wow, I didn't even realize that. So... Do you think we know how to create Hogyoku is a better IQ feat than Bulma building a time machine, right? No. Because you could argue that Urahara creating the Hogyoku isn't even like entirely his design. The Hogyoku is a weird object with how it functions. How to resist or block reality warping? So now I need you to be more clear about what you're trying to suggest.
If you're asking just generically, you usually aren't. You usually just have to like hope that you're immune to it.
Well, I think it's in reference to the JoJo versus One Piece. How to escape reality warping. You either have built-in resistances towards it, or the writer writes some way you get out of it. You either resist it or you don't. It's not an ability you can just say I resist, you know? Oh, fun fact, when Sans...
There's also different levels to it, because you could be immune to one character's reality warping in your universe, but if you're to take that on the road into a versus match, there's no guarantee that he'll go up against somebody who has a weaker form of reality warping that he's used to. Because reality warping is just like any other kind of AP, you don't just get to blanketly say somebody is immune to it. You say that they're immune up to this point, and then anything over this point, they should be back to being vulnerable to it.
Yeah, but the problem is that, like, unless you get, like, super high in the fucking, like, metaphysics and shit, usually if you can resist reality warping, unless it's, like, super low level.
Let's be very, very clear. Usually, if you can resist reality warping, that's, like, most characters in a versus match aren't even going to have that to begin with, unless you're looking for a very hyper-specific character.
Let's see here. What is the Hogyoku? The Hogyoku is an object in Bleach that basically does whatever you want it to.
It kind of has a mind of its own and bends reality to the user's will, but it can also be like a double-edged sword, because as soon as you get what you want, it stops helping you. It's very much a Deus Ex type of thing where it's like, this will do whatever I want it to do, and it stops being convenient when I want it to stop being convenient.
Yep. Do you remember how in Star Rail to check and see your pools, or no?
What are you talking about, the banner?
Well, yeah, like to see like what's your pity's at.
I didn't even know you could.
Yeah, I fucking every fucking day with you.
How am I supposed to fucking know? No one's ever taught me that.
Well, yeah, I guess you would never fucking need to worry about that, would you?
Such smarm with you. What's up with you?
I really hate the fact that I didn't even really want Saber, but after you got her, I went to go get Saber and I didn't get Saber, so now I'm mad about it. And now, you
were a ginormous fucking child.
I get it.
How much of a child you sounded?
I get it from you. I get it from you. I've learned from the best. Can One Piece characters broken in resistance genjutsu with hockey or not? Wait till the series is over and then I'll get back to you on that one. Okay, so to be fair, if we're going with just general hockey, there is an argument to be made that Conqueror's hockey would prevent chakra from entering their body, technically. But that gets into
the problem you have is that like they would kind of need predisposed knowledge that somebody's going to try that, but at the same time, not all genjutsu works outside of the Naruto-verse. Your standard genjutsu that just messes with the chakra flow would not. Auditorial and ocular that injects it into the body should work outside of the verse.
Yeah, but then like that raises the question of would that work on like Sixth Sense as like observation hockey? Bitch! Did you really drop a fucking planet on me? It's bizarre to believe that Haxo alone could beat a verse, e.g. Baki versus Madaka. School teens can beat full-grown adults without touching them. It's a slaughter. Not really. Haxis have been one of the
There's a lot of verses that win just via hacks. JoJo is a verse that's not particularly strong outside of a few key characters when it comes to scaling, but they win a lot of their matchups due to the hacks.
Meaning that love and XP doesn't really... Yeah. In Undertale, love and experience are not actually like love and experience, they're just how much chaos you've committed. But I'm gonna... Look, it's a cool twist. I'm just gonna say Knights of the Old Republic 2 did it before Undertale. That's my response to that one.
We'll do it first.
Like, it's good, just making it clear they weren't the first ones to do it. One Piece characters aren't that. Oh man, that sucks to be him. One Piece characters aren't like dead in the water in versus matchups. There's just like several like characters who may or may not be better than them.
The biggest thing going for One Piece is that they are unbelievably fast.
Bro, EG
They are
needs example.
They are a lot faster than people give them credit for.
Bro, EG means example. Bro, in India, I don't know what you guys use for acronyms. For example, is it EX? We call it experience. Did I call you out on EG? I don't remember specifically calling out your example. I know what you're trying to say. I don't recall calling that one out. When I'm talking about love and experience, I'm talking about Jeremy's post above yours. No, EG would be example, technically, which I personally don't like, but I think that's also the way it is in America, too. That looked like a bear? It wasn't a bear. And in Zoro's case, he can end the fight if he decides to slice his opponent's head off. Yeah, but that's like anyone with a blade.
That's a generic statement for like anyone who wields like a bladed weapon in fiction.
JoJo's is only really doing shit because they have the haxes to compete with other verses. If they didn't have a lot of their crazy haxes, they would be being murked by a lot of their competition.
I mean, being ungodly fast doesn't hurt them either.
That's fair. I'll always be like 50-50 on whether or not I regret not pulling for adventuring.
Tell you what, after seeing like what a full kit of entering can do, fucking, I wish I pulled for him.
Blade plus speed is pretty deadly combo if you don't have a healing factor and are slower. Yeah. Tends to be true, yes.
Well, regeneration isn't a guarantee that you'll end up living against your opponent, because sometimes your opponent can just cancel out your healing. That's why, like, especially in some of the videos I do, I'll ask the question of like, what is the highest thing that they've ever negated?
Yeah, but a lot of characters with blades don't tend to have a lot of feats for counter and healing factors to begin with.
Some do, not all of them.
What is the better chakra system, or what is the better power system, chakra or hockey? Probably chakra, because it's more well explained and defined. Hockey is very loose.
Chakra has more versatility. I'm not sure if hockey relies on an energy system though.
It technically relies on your willpower, but there's also times where you have to recharge it. Again, I would just say chakra because chakra is actually well explained within Naruto, whereas hockey is not well explained. Okay, more specific, instant healing. No, Kyle's position isn't changing. Kyle's position is that...
The speed of the regeneration doesn't matter. It's what you can regenerate from. It doesn't matter how fast you can do it. like let's say I cut your arm off and you grew your arm back in an instant, compared to it takes like 10 seconds. They don't matter. You would still sit in the same position. It's just like a difference in speed. But if I have the ability to negate your healing, regardless if you can heal in 10 seconds or instantaneously, if I can negate it, then I can negate it.
So the one issue, from what I understand of how chakra works, is that chakra is not natural to the user. They have to channel the elemental chakra of their world, right? That's how that works technically?
No. So it started out being unnatural, but then through Kagura, then through Hagoromo and all that, and their descendants, and sharing chakra with people, it kind of got passed down. So initially, that's what the chakra fruit did for them, is that they didn't have chakra naturally, and then once the fruit came, and through like basically bloodlines and sharing shit, everyone eventually got chakra, and then it just became part of their natural world. The planet itself has natural chakra, but that's what Sage Jutsu is.
I see. You can do anything with chakra, while hockey just lets you have fear hacks and armor on your body? No.
Not necessarily. You can do a lot with chakra, but it's dependent on what nature type you are born with. Because depending on what you're born with, will heavily depend on what you can end up doing. And even through that, like that's also going to depend if you are a ninjutsu heavy person at birth, if you're a sensory type, or if you have a mix of the two.
Also, Melissa, I see your question there for Demon from Boruto vs. Beerus. I've never read Boruto, so I have no clue who the fuck that is.
Oh, Damon.
Yeah.
His gimmick is basically, if I remember correctly, if you can't have any kind. He's basically fucking Wonder of You. If you feel like maliciously assaulting him, fucking bad shit happens to you. He's basically just Wonder of You.
Okay, then Beerus would win.
But how do I put it? It's better Wonder of You because it's not just environmental. It's also like shit to do with your body. Well, like if you throw an attack, the attack will just like fucking circle back and come back and hurt you.
That's good. It's actually not bad. Is Voice of All Things and Breath of All Things hockey or not? Not really elaborated on, to be honest. Do they have phones in Naruto? They do nowadays, I believe. Yes.
Well, it's not that hard to believe. They had radios when Naruto was a kid. Like, people seem to forget that little tidbit is that they had radios and like earpieces.
You heard him. Yeah, to be honest, JoJo's really just a hacks check and then followed by a speed check. If you can get through both of those, you can beat most characters in JoJo's.
Rule of thumb, if you can get over Gold Experience Requiem, you can pretty much get over every stand in the verse besides from like Over Heaven.
Yeah.
Like, that's the litmus test. If you can get over Gold Experience Requiem, you're not gonna struggle in JoJo.
Would time scale Boruto scale above Kaguya and Momoshiki? From what I understand, yes.
Technically, from what you can argue, you can basically put him there even before the end of the time skip in Boruto.
Yeah, because if you want to talk about terrible power creep, then look no further than Boruto.
Well, yeah, fucking that did it like massively. Because there's also a statement from Naruto, the last movie, where Tonari would also potentially scale above them, being stated to be like, I think, the strongest person that Naruto has fought up to that point.
Oh, that sounds stupid.
It does, but I need to recheck the statement because I think it was at the back of like the DVD cover.
We're using hype statements now.
Yeah, it's official.
All right, give me my planetary JJK because it says Sukuna can destroy the world.
We've seen what his destructive capability is. We can literally say that. Sure, he could over time.
I can actually just say because he never got all of his fingers, we never actually saw what his full power is.
You don't even fucking believe that. Do not try that.
I'm sorry, Kyle. It's official. Oh,
Fuck off, that guy named Kratos. I know you don't believe that position.
Well. How the turntables. Persona / SMT versus is Hax's only, right? No, that's supposed to be a high AP series. It's just that
Supposedly, but none of us. We'll take a drink, but we'll probably scale it eventually, either out of spite or out of like curiosity at some point.
We'll go through it. We'll play all the games for sure at some point. But look. Just take it like this.
Well, because like from what me and Zim were discussing like off stream, if you just take the games as individual things, like the highest you usually get is like Uni Plus, and you have to believe that like a lot of statements apply to now from like something that was made like 40 years ago, and you might like hit like multiversal or maybe complex.
Yep. I
think it was Zim who said to me that you don't believe that Kagutsuchi should be fucking multiversal, and you gave me your reasoning.
Yeah, no, like, because based on what everything SMT3 demonstrates, he doesn't sustain the multiverse the way people claim. The way he sustains the multiverse is by going to each individual universe and performing the conception. So that's not him doing it on a multiversal scale. The multiverse falls apart because he stops the cycle because you kill him. So yep. SMT versus Digimon verse. Go!
What do you mean Kyle go? I don't know enough about Digimon to fucking do that.
Quick, I choose you!
And I return to the Pokeball.
And this is why we don't take you to the nurse when you're hurt. But SMT and Persona are going to be individual scaling decisions you would have to make for yourself because there's
Zim knows my position on scaling Persona to SMT.
Yes, because you have people like Kyle, for example, who even though evidence does exist, it's old evidence, so he does not support the idea of SMT and Persona scaling 1-to-1.
I want a more recent thing saying that like they still support that position, because I don't believe that if something is stated 40 years ago, it should hold weight now, because they might not even because those people who made that statement probably don't even work there anymore, so we don't even know if those statements still hold true now. It's kind of like this fucked up situation that we have with comics where people will try and upscale modern day comics by saying like, but this statement was made back in like fucking 1950. I don't give a fuck. What does Marvel think now? I mean,
there's a couple of questions you can live. Can you have them? I'm going to throw them out.
yeah, I'll have them after I'm done here.
We'll finish them off.
Yeah.
I think it's that.
Yeah. So
Go on.
yeah. Well, what about you? Do you agree with that?
So as someone who has access to guidebooks that have been printed for several decades, because Fist of the North Star's guidebooks are decades.
Can I put a kibosh on that? Because those have been consistent throughout the ages. Like, everything stayed in there has been consistent as fuck, even in the newer guidebooks.
Are you fucking kidding me? I got nothing.
I thought you were about to go off of me then.
No, I'm doing Simulated Universe, and I was doing one of those slot machines to get bonuses, and for both of my tries, it went to the blank one, so I got no fucking passives.
Yeah, I thought you were about to go off of me, and then I was like, oh no, did I misremember what you said?
No. What I was going to say is that while there's a lot of stuff that stays consistent, there are things that have changed throughout the guidebooks and where positions like were and were there not anymore. Like a good example of this is the top strongest characters in the verse. The guidebooks have changed that position throughout the years. It's only been the most recent one that has stayed consistent for the past 10 years. So even if a lot of stuff is still the same, not everything has stayed the same in those guidebooks. In a story is there a word for having a character say something with the intent of having tension, weight, but the narrative or lore disapproves of it? Yeah, it's just called being a cunt. There's not a special word for every possible action a character can do, if that's what you're wondering. Part 1 Naruto is Lightspeed by Haku's Ice Mirror Jutsu, right?
Maybe. I'll let you know when I go back through Naruto. But that is an idea that I've been floating to Zim.
He has been floating it to me. Because the people at the store I go hang out at know that I do power scaling. They've been asking me power scaling questions now every now and again to be like, hey, who would win, or like, how's this matchup actually go?
That sounds awful.
And I'm just like, listen, you parasites, you guys don't know shit, but I'll answer to the best of my ability because I can't tell you no.
I'll answer to the best of my ability, but you fuckers, can't you fuckers just learn to scale on your own?
Well, I mean, like, it's fine if like they have no interest in scaling, but then it's like they ask you questions like, oh, like, I was arguing with my friend that fucking like One Piece stops Naruto. Is that true? And I'm like, well, not exactly, no, because there's this thing called the War Arc.
Well, it's also one of those things where it's like, I'm happy to have that discussion with you, but if you've already pre-established me that you don't know what scaling is, I don't want you to give me lip if you don't like the answer I give you. You know those people?
Yeah, it's like, listen, I will give you your answer, but you will accept my answer.
If you don't like it, do your own research. I've actually had to say that to someone at work.
What, they disagree with you?
Yeah, and I said to him, you came to me and asked, and I gave you an answer. If you don't like it, do your own fucking research. I don't give a shit.
Look, all I'm saying is that Hulk 99.9% scales below all Marvel, especially with the one below all Hulk, and I'm happy with that. It's okay, he'll still lose to Godzilla. For example, at the end of DMC5, when Dante and Virgil go into the Demon World to close the portal, Nero says they won't be able to come back, but Dante and Virgil actually easily can if they want to. Yeah, there's no term for that. It's just an inconsistency in the lore. I mean, I guess what you could call it is you could call it a retcon. I guess, assuming you believe the situation got retconned. Look, all you guys need to know is that we're about to see probably the most controversial death battle this year. Probably. Kyle, don't die. Kyle, you've been instructed not to die. Do your best.
You know what? I actually fucking forgot that it's Godzilla versus Hulk.
Yeah, no, apparently a lot of people are just not talking about the matchup.
Well, because who the fuck wants it? No, I don't mean that to be cruel, but it's like, I like Godzilla, I like the Hulk, but I don't really give a fuck to see either of them fight each other.
Damn. Yeah, I don't really understand the matchup either, personally.
Like, who's pining for Godzilla versus the Hulk? Like, all I can think of is that, like, what, is this like a meme matchup that I don't get or something?
It's possible. At the end of Portal 2, does Chell keep the boots? Yes, Chell keeps everything for the most part except the portal gun, as far as we know.
I was so close.
Damn, so you died. I really need to catch up on Star Rail's main fucking story too. Actually, I might have to fucking. I really need to get back on that shit. Especially now that fucking we got that new fucking chapter coming out soon. And now that I know what the new March looks like, gotta get all my gems in order. Still have not got Saber, because you know there's no justice in the world. It should have been Hulk versus Kratos. No, because they didn't want Kratos to lose his matchup.
Oh no, like, what we found out from secondhand sources of what happened with Kratos, man, tell you what, we weren't surprised, but we were also pretty pissed.
Yeah. Regardless, I think they're kind of just glad to be done with God of War. There's no more matchups for God of War unless they go really fucking desperate and do a Zeus matchup.
Unless they have like a Zeus or a Thor matchup up their sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could do an Odin matchup.
Oh yeah, because yeah, the beacon of charisma, fucking Odin.
Of course. What did you say? You weren't surprised, but also what? Just disappointed, I guess would be the best way to say it.
Kind of one of those things where it's like we expected them to do it, and we weren't surprised when they did.
Yep. Hulk obliterates Kratos. I mean, Hulk was supposed to be Brawly, and yet they still gave it to Brawly.
Yeah, we spoke to someone who was very disgruntled about that.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably one of the worst. It's probably.
I mean, for good reason. Like, from what he told us, it took him fucking forever to get that research done.
It definitely ended up being a death battle that I think will always live in infamy. That was a terrible death battle.
More for the price than anything else, because when we heard about the price, we're like, it doesn't look like it should cost that much. I'm sorry.
Gosh darn it, did I not get Saber again? Fuck! Yeah, it's only a 4-star thing.
Hold on. I need to send the message.
The first time Death Battle used Kratos, they had him lose to Spawn. That's because there was genuinely a position where you could argue that earlier Death Battle had fucking better research going on.
Alright, message sent.
I fucking hate you.
Why? I didn't do anything to you.
You literally just did.
I just sent a nice message.
I don't even know how close I am to the fucking pity.
It's mine. It's my Sabletooth. I will name you Diego.
Okay, so I believe it's 10 pulls is the pity? No, because it's 90. It's 90 pulls is the 50-50. Okay, so I'm 40 pulls off from getting her, if this is to be believed. Which means I gotta start doing the extra content, because otherwise I'm not gonna get enough gems to fucking get her and then save up for the march afterwards. Despite doing surface level research, ironically. Yeah, no, it's one of those fun scenarios where, like, the more you learn, like, Death Battle has gotten arguably better and worse at the same time.
It's one of those weird evolutions where they have somehow made better arguments, but have also somehow done worse research. Because there are matchups that they do, and we'll call it out when we watch it, where it's like, even if we don't agree with the with the result, or like regardless of our opinion on the result, we'll go by like what they present. And even we've gone like, by all accounts of the research you presented, this character should not have won.
Yeah.
A prime example of this on two fronts is Dante vs Bayonetta and Virgil vs Sephiroth. If you go by the research that they show for both of those, Virgil should have won, and Bayonetta should have like stomped Dante out.
That still will always be a weird one. Oh yeah, can I just fucking say something? So I fucking let you guys know that we got a new Darksiders 2 coming out, or Darksiders 4 coming out, and no one fucking talks about it, but when Devil posts the video... Say, Kyle?
Or do you mean when Daniel also posted as well?
That's when you guys start talking about it!
The equivalent of the meme that is like, it's not funny when you said it, it's only funny when they said it.
Bruh. I got so annoyed on that shit, you have no idea.
Did that cut you?
Yeah, that was fucking bullshit!
And you know what's worse? Is that Devil was like 2 messages below yours.
Yeah, I fucking noticed!
Oh, fucking.
Actually fucking wild how I got that disrespected.
You didn't get disrespected. You learned your place.
Bro, I used to be so pissed at Virgil vs. Sephiroth when they made Virgil lose. Yep, that was a terrible one.
Oh, don't worry. Like, if you ever go back and watch our reaction to that, man, it's some of the funniest commentary you'll ever hear from the three of us, just like shooting the shit on it. Because, man, we ripped it up so fucking badly. Because I think during the fight we were just like, win con, Virgil just achieved all of his win cons. Because every time they talked about Yamato, the one thing that they would never, ever bring up, which I know that they would have to bring up now, is the fact that it can cut through space and anything. If it can cut through space, why are you so hesitant to say it can cut through anything? I think that's what confused us more, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, if you acknowledge that it can cut through space, why are you so timid just to add the rest of the description that's been in every game the Yamato has been in?
Nope, they can't have that.
Yeah, no, like fucking weird as fuck.
I moved on from it now, but man, was I pissed. Yep.
To be fair, as you should be, like, it was bullshit how much they got robbed. Like, I think the biggest thing now, and the biggest headache, is that I know they're not going to do it now, because if they were going to do it, they were going to do it when Bayonetta 3 was hot and fresh, was like a rematch between Dante and Bayonetta, but now they know that they would have to touch fucking, like, POC, and they wouldn't be able to get away with bullshit of saying, like, oh, it's non-canon. It hasn't stopped you fuckers from using non-canon shit before. And that's not saying that, like, POC is non-canon. That's just saying that, like, even if they believe it is, it hasn't stopped them in the past.
Yep. There about terrible trained speed gap between characters. They research will say one character speed blitzes, but don't have the speed gap portrayed at all in the fight animation. Yeah.
So this is the weird thing that we've talked about with our other source. It's just like, why do they have this incessant need to basically try and make the speed sound like it's so much closer than it is? Because this is the biggest problem we had with Kratos vs. Ashura, is when we pointed out that the speed difference, they tried to make the speed difference sound like it wasn't that much. Like, Ashura was like a few thousand times faster than Kratos at the speed of light. It's like, yeah, the speed of light, that's not a small thing.
Hello, Pimp Demon. How you doing?
Because you wouldn't believe how many matchups they do that you find out, like, post-mortem is wrong just by how badly they did speed.
Yep. I'm doing good. How you doing? Pretty good. Plan to hopefully record some audio. Oh, hold on. Tomorrow.
Now, this is the only way to travel.
I'm also maxed out on Hogwarts Legacy. I think I'm only midway into the game. Oh, as long as you're having fun.
I wonder if when I eventually do Gandalf versus Dumbledore, if I actually have to buy like Hogwarts Legacy and fucking play it.
You probably will.
It would be less for scaling and more for like lore on spells, wouldn't it?
Yep. Oh, I barely took that one. Well, also, I think Dumbledore is in the game, so he just scales above everything.
So nothing's changed in that department.
Well, I mean, that's not really fucking how Dumbledore works.
We shouldn't fight Gandalf, he says calmly. Ugh, fucking I love that meme.
Which is more powerful, multiversal or hyperversal? Hyperversal. It's actually a wild performance there. Yeah, no, that'd be multiversal for sure.
You mean hyperversal?
Oh yeah, hyperversal. Sorry, I'm getting my ass kicked right now by a fucking demon bird.
Oh, are you up to the sun god boss fight?
No, no, no. I'm playing fucking the event. It's just that so I think I mentioned it how the story goes that the slacker from fucking the slacker from the Law Fu ends up getting her soul taken by a fucking gambling machine here, I guess. So we have to try and free her soul. And we're doing that by playing against the bird that has trapped her in the confines of the game. Oh, nice. I think I just gave him the win. Yeah. Oh, is he gonna beat me? Is he gonna beat me? Is he gonna beat me? Oh, I barely won. Zane, would you watch Epic Rap Battles History, Gandalf versus Dumbledore? I'm pretty sure I've already seen that one before on this channel at one point, but probably not.
Fucking meow.
You got fucking dive bombing with the fucking. Oh, okay, you did.
Hoot hoot, motherfucker.
The fucking bird turned Boyle into a bird.
Okay, I was wrong. This game is more fun than I was expecting.
Do you think it goes a bit above the other ones you played?
It's better than New Dawn, I'll give it that. Oh, you know what? I might not know what the fuck's going on when it comes to the story because I'm not paying attention, but in terms of like gameplay and fun, I put it above 5.
Fair enough.
Plus, that, am I waiting for the owl? Yeah, I'm gonna make them think that there's a fucking owl that has a vendetta against them.
Dumbledore doesn't show up in the game. Takes place 1890. Dumbledore joins Hogwarts in like 1892. Interesting. He was still scale above everything in the game, though.
Is the game a single player or is it like a fucking MMO?
It's single player.
So like a campaign and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's not a bad game. I've only really heard good things about it.
No, so have I. I just wasn't aware of what kind of game it was.
Yeah, but the thing is that Dumbledore and Voldemort basically scale above, like, from what I understand, all the other wizards.
Thank you.
Maybe it also depends how many in the world know about the star level feat, because it turns out only protecting those about it, then they're the exception.
Star level feat.
Yeah, there's allegedly a star level feat in Hogwarts Legacy.
Interesting.
Wow. That's fucking crazy.
What is?
I thought I had a goaded fucking turn at the start, and this fucking character just literally just fucking took back all my momentum. That's wild.
We were doing so well.
What's up, boys? I got listening to you as I do on some rivals on back. Hope you had a nice night. Yeah, pretty good. Which country would you rather visit? Jamaica or India? Oh, what
Jamaica.
the? Apparently Jamaica.
India's a shithole. I'm sorry if we have people from India, but I've heard stories about it and I've seen it from like documentaries that unless you go to a touristy part, it's not a good place. And I'm pretty sure like Jamaica's kind of the same, but I'm pretty sure it's like probably like less like filthy, and I don't have to wait for cows across the road and I kind of like bip them. No, it's like if you wanted me to go to certain parts of like Asia, I wouldn't want to go to certain parts of Asia. Like I sure as shit wouldn't want to go to China. Like unless you go to touristy parts, like a lot of that place is a shithole too.
You think China's a shithole? I thought China was actually relatively clean.
No, not even. That's touristy places. If you go to like Beijing and shit, sure, but not if you go out to like the countryside or like the outskirts of those cities.
Interesting.
Like if I was going to visit an Asian country, like maybe Japan, but the only problem with that is that like I wouldn't be able to fucking eat anything.
It must be that Dumbledore's just more skill talent, I'll probably tell, maybe. I don't know. Should I... Oh, there we go. Son of a gun. No! Hang on. Would you visit me? Aren't you in Norway? I don't think Kyle has a problem with Norway. I could be wrong, though. Bro, is he just getting all the extra turns?
I don't have a Norway problem. I have a money problem. It's not a matter of if. What's that? No, not yet. I'll heat it up.
How embarrassing!
Well, Zoom knows I'm not in a very financially good position at the moment, especially with like something that I plan off getting off the ground in like the next 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. I think I lost. I'm gonna have to redo this one. That's wild. Oh, nope. Got one more turn left. Got one more turn left.
Ooh, shit.
You okay?
I'm being chased.
Can you romance any female characters in this game? How do you not see that big ass woolly mammoth? I don't think you can romance any of the characters. Kyle was caught off guard by a giant ass woolly mammoth.
Yes, he was. Kyle wasn't. He's going to do it.
Alright, well, Kyle's gone. Glad you guys are all doing well. Shrek versus Manny from Ice Age. I'm pretty sure Shrek has better feats. That'd be one of those cases to where I'm very surprised if Shrek does not win that one. Harry versus Percy. I'm pretty sure Percy has better feats and also better scaling. What feats does Shrek have again? I think being able to toss around knights and fight the dragon, technically. I know he doesn't technically fight it, but I believe there was some scaling around that spot. It's been a while since I've even watched Shrek.
What's the conversation?
Shrek versus Manny from Ice Age.
From what I understand, isn't Shrek's best feat chucking Donkey in space?
Oh, if he did that, that definitely helps out. Fuck!
I'm pretty sure Ice Age's fucking holiday specials has some pretty nutty shit too, don't they?
No, I'm sure they do. I just think Shrek has more stuff.
Isn't the matchup usually Shrek versus Sully?
You say Sully
Yeah,
from Monsters Inc.?
yeah.
I don't know. It's not really a match I've ever heard about. Bruh, the AI's just gain extra moves galore. What is this? Is that Shrek Sierra Mist commercial really canon? I have no idea.
Honestly, the way I would take it is anything Shrek is in, consider it canon until told otherwise.
Yeah, also, Harry Potter's magic can be easily blocked. It doesn't require special resistances or anything to block it.
Oh yeah, it can't just be blocked by like regular objects and shit.
Yeah. Voldemort versus Salem. Technically, I think Salem actually takes that one.
Because don't you need the movies to argue that the spells move at lightning speed? Or can you get that from Fantastic Beasts?
Well, Fantastic Beasts would also be a movie.
Yeah, but it would technically be canon to the books, wouldn't it?
Yes. Well, I mean, they'd all be technically canon to the books. But
yeah, especially the TV show with Black Snake.
Of course. Actually, I think he stepped down.
Are you telling me that we got rid of a black man through a public lynching?
I mean, I wouldn't phrase it like that.
Damn. I mean, I'm gonna call it right now. Like, people are waiting for this TV show to come out. I guarantee you, it's gonna be a fucking disaster. Because again, you can't make a one-to-one with the book without extending shit. Because they want to try and make a season out of each book, don't they?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, no fucking way. Like, the Harry Potter books are like 200 and something, maybe 300 and something pages. You're not gonna get a fucking TV series out of this. And let's be very clear, it's not like TV series back then where it was like 30-minute episodes where they're technically 20, just padded out with 10-minute ads. They're gonna try and make it like a 40-50 minute extravaganza each fucking time. So they're gonna have to take liberties, just like the fucking movies did.
You make that sound so terrible.
Well, no, it's fine when a movie does it, because the movie can at least get to the fucking point. When you have a show that's trying to stretch shit out to meet a runtime, no. You just get fucking padding for the sake of padding.
That's fair.
Yeah, like I know there are people who don't mind their filler, but filler is fucking boring, especially if it's all it's doing is just inflating and fattening what doesn't need to be there.
True. A lot of Beerus for Salem. Beerus. A lot of spells in Legacy can straight up shatter stone statues, so good luck blocking it more than once. Yeah, but all you need to do is block it the one time. That's not what I wanted. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, the misplay is real. That's fine, though. Sweet, why is it most of New Zealand is empty? Kyle, go.
I don't know. I don't live there.
Wouldn't you know the answer to that question, though?
Well, they are for as much as they hate this, fucking get over it. That's true. For as much as they are technically a state of ours, technically, they should just be a fucking state at this point.
Oh, please speak your mind. Don't let the New Zealanders stop you.
The sheep fuckers can get in line with people who are angry at me. They should technically be a state. You've got your own fucking footy team in our competition. We're basically your fucking big brother. We basically help you out every way possible. You technically are Hawaii.
Did you say you technically are Hawaii?
Well, it's not untrue.
Oh, poor New Zealand. That's how you fucking see them?
Oh, that's not nice, bro. Oh, well, that's too bad. Oh, I shouldn't say that, bro.
The
Get people mad at you.
The poor New Zealanders. So Nelson, because I hope we see Ron beat out Malfoy because that apparently happens in the books. I believe it. Nelson, because the spell that does that is just basic magic. Like, you don't need to say it. It barely takes time for several more. Yeah, but we've already seen that swords and shit can block their attacks. So even if it gets destroyed, that doesn't really matter because you can still block it.
Yeah, it's also been like established that a named spell doesn't make the spell stronger than like a generic like magic missile. It just does different shit.
I was actually thinking about picking up Hogwarts Legacy while it was there, but I didn't pick it up while it was on sale.
No, I've heard good things about it, but I'm nowhere near as heavily invested in Harry Potter enough to care about it. Especially when all of them like act like entitled fucking whiny bastards when it comes to like their fucking author. Like, shut up. Let her have her opinions. Who gives a fuck?
No.
No, because you know how the fandom treats it like Harry Potter belongs to the fandom, not to the fucking owner.
Yeah, no, I find it
like,
a little
shut
silly.
up. Yeah, it's like, shut up. You fucking whingy fucking idiots.
Kyle, did you watch the Percy Jackson Disney Plus series?
No. What? This is what people need to understand. Mangler and Zim like Percy Jackson. I have no attachment to Percy Jackson. I've never. I think I've like seen the movies once.
What the fuck?
They have an attachment to Percy Jackson. I have no personal attachment to it.
Oh, you heard him. That's better.
It's like asking Zim if he's seen the Witcher TV show. He has no connection to Witcher. I do.
He's not wrong.
He has no reason. He has no reason to see it.
Absolutely not wrong. I have not seen The Witcher. Like, I heard it was good, is how I'm going to phrase my sentence there on that one.
Yeah, fucking. No, the books are good. The games are good. Season 1 of the TV show is not terrible. Season 2, everything else is fucking woeful. I will at least be honest with you on that. Like, Season 1, not terrible, because you could at least see that they were trying to keep to the book, but then everything afterwards is just like, nah, we want to try and do our own thing. It's like, well, no. Make your own franchise then. It's like, if you want to make fanfiction, but don't fucking waste my time.
I did not watch the Percy Jackson Disney Plus series. I'm one of those fans that doesn't really appreciate the changing of characters to meet the current social norms.
They did that?
Yes. One of the characters in the story is, in the books, she's blonde with gray eyes and has like a slight tan. But for the Disney Plus show,
So basically making her sound like a Greek except blonde.
Yeah. The Disney Plus show went out of their way to cast someone else who they felt was more fitting for the role, and I did agree with that.
Let me guess. Black is Midnight.
Yeah. Now, from what I understand, she did a good job as an actress. It's just that, like,
That's the thing. Like, that's the thing. When they change characters, it's like, I don't doubt that the actress or actor that they choose would do a good job. That's not the problem. The problem is that you shouldn't be taking liberties and changing shit to make today's climate.
It's like that's not what I was expecting when I was told, we were gonna have this,
Yeah, well, that's it. It's like, do you remember when we were playing The Witcher, and you remember the ginger Triss?
Yes.
Just for no reason, they just decided to make her a fucking just black with brown hair. Like, why?
Yeah, no.
It's like it's like for as much as people don't want to hear this in like certain landscapes, not everything needs to cater to everyone. You don't need to have a show where you need to have a gay person. You don't need to have your token black person. You don't need to try and have a message about fucking social inequalities and shit. You don't need that. If it's not in the book, then fucking no. And if you want that shit, here's an idea. Make your own fucking book. Make your own personal TV show. Just don't fucking involve it with an already pre-established IP. Because you know that your shit idea wouldn't get off the ground and you need a pre-established name.
Damn, he's out of line, but he's right. So yeah, no, that's why I didn't watch it. Also, I don't have Disney Plus. I kind of refuse. You guys think Voldemort could have won if he simply used his own wand against Harry? There's an implication he would have won if he had been less greedy, but that's his whole... You could argue that for his whole character. His whole character is effectively just if I had done this differently and not been so stupid, things would have worked out in my favor, you know?
It sounds like the plot of all the bad guys in those fucking movies.
Well, to be honest, he kind of got screwed over more than most, because the way he gets screwed over is kind of just silly. Because, like,
by all technical chances, he fucking won. He killed Harry Potter.
Yeah, like, literally, throughout the entire series, he just gets fucked over.
Yeah, but during the final movie, I'm not sure if it's in the book, but he won.
Yes, he kills Harry Potter. Yes, that's in the book.
He won. So he had every right to feel cheated at the end.
Because he was. Yeah, but no, the problem with the Elder Wand situation is that it's supposed to be way stronger than any other wand in the series. So you would make the assumption that even when it's not fully working for you, it should be stronger than anything else in the series. That's how you would assume that would have gone, but that's not how it got treated. Yeah, because by all accounts, the Elder Wand is vastly superior, but he also points out it doesn't work for him.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. No. So the way the Elder Wand works is you have to beat the previous person in the duel to get the Elder Wand. But here's the problem: beating someone in the duel does not mean killing them. If you disarm them during the duel, you win the duel against them.
Well, yeah, because that's established early in the series. That's how you win duels, isn't it? But also, like, if you can beat them, and they had the Elder Wand, why would you need the Elder Wand?
So the problem is that they weren't supposed to exist.
So you understand the problem that I have, don't you? Asking that.
Yeah, but no, it's because I just got to like the last portion of the storyline, and the demon bird that's holding the Starro people captive, it turned the gambler into a bird because it lost the duel against Rappa. That's wild. Oh no! They called the fucking vlogger and her friend of the ghost experts. No!
Yeah, so as you're trying to explain to me how Harry Potter is not doing stupid things.
Irrid Gaming. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Let me lower my mic audio. Is that better? Sorry, I'm not used to the new mic yet when it comes to streaming. Yeah, no, the Elder Wand, a lot of those things are never properly explained, because normal wands shouldn't be able to compete with them at all, and yet they can. It's just not very... what are they called? Not Horcruxes, they're called, fuck. I feel kind of bad because, like, I knew what they were called at one point, because I did read the series.
Can you explain them?
Yeah, so the way the story goes is three brothers, I think they outsmart Death, is the way the story goes. They outsmart Death, and Death, being a cheeky bastard about it, is like, hey, you guys outsmarted me, so since you outsmarted me, I'm going to give you guys a reward. And so what happens is the three brothers ask for three different things. One brother, the Deathly Hallows. Thank you, Pimp Demon. They're called the Deathly Hallows.
So that's why the movie is called that.
Yes, because that's the name of the objects. So one brother asks for a wand that will guarantee he never loses a fight as long as he has that wand. So Death grabs a tree branch, carves out a wand, and hands it to him. The second brother asks for the ability to resurrect the dead. And so what Death does is Death gives him a rock and tells him as long as you hold this rock, you will resurrect the dead. Of course, Death kind of lies here, but it's annoying. But the third brother is like, I want the ability to hide from you. So Death tears off a piece of his cloak and gives him an invisibility cloak that not even Death can find him. The first brother...
Is that supposed to imply that that's the code that fucking Harry gets for his fucking birthday?
That's Harry's code throughout the series, yeah. That's why, because invisibility cloaks exist in Harry Potter, and they're not as good as Harry's. The fact that Harry never gets caught throughout the series was always kind of weird, especially to people who know those exist. Also, Dumbledore implied the brothers made those items, and that those items and the whole dead part is just story. Well, Dumbledore never meets the brothers, right? Or is he the one who killed the first brother? So for context, the first brother who never lost a duel gets killed in his sleep. The second brother brings back his lover, but she's in pain the whole time because she's not really alive. So he kills himself to join her in the afterlife, leaving the stone behind. And the third brother lives his life normally because Death can't hunt him down until he's an old man, and then he takes off the cloak and is like, "Hey, Death, I'm ready."
And what the fuck's the point?
Well, Death doesn't like being cheated. So the point was, Death honored the deal, but he honored it in a way that would have them come back to him in some way, shape, or form. I've never really liked Death. They lived in the 13th century. Well, if Dumbledore actually knows about them, that's a different story. As far as I knew, Dumbledore didn't know about them directly. No, I'm not really the biggest fan of when Death's like kind of a cheeky bastard about it in fiction. Because like, it's part of the reason why I can't really get into the Final Destination movies. Because I think I told you why Death keeps going after those people to kill them, right? Or did I never explain to you how that story goes?
No, I've seen all the Final Destinations. But basically because he doesn't like that somebody foresaw his plan.
Well,
and so
yes and no.
Okay, so depending on the person and depending on the kill, sometimes he's malicious about it, sometimes he's not.
Yeah, but it's a bit...
Sometimes he's quick, sometimes he's really fucking not. So,
while you are correct, you're technically wrong because that's not entirely accurate. Well, it is true they see like Death's plan and Death doesn't like that. The reason they can see Death's plan specifically is because they're not supposed to be alive. So, what the last movie that came out revealed is that every main character from every Final Destination movie was not supposed to be alive. Their ancestors were supposed to die in a boating accident, but they survived that boating accident, and so every time their descendants run into trouble, it's because they were supposed to die on that boating accident all those years ago. So this version of Death is much more merciful, unlike Final Destination, where Death was just so damn petty. Death is so annoying in Final Destination. Like, fuck off, you lost. Take a fucking hike, you fucking dick.
Or it's like, they're not immortal, they'll eventually come to you.
Death, when his master plan of orchestrating the most catastrophic series of events...
Well, no, because it doesn't make sense, because this is like this character that's the grandmother that has the premonition, but she lives forever, so by all rights, as long as she's alive, the other movies shouldn't have happened.
so hopefully this is better.
Like, you agree with that logic, right?
Yeah, no, it's fucking ridiculous. Dad didn't give them what they really wished for. He gave the first and the third brother what they wished for, technically. He didn't give the first one. Okay, guys, still working out the mic setup. I'm not used to the streaming with it yet, so if there's any audio problems, just let me know. Yeah, no. No, the first brother got what he wanted. The second brother's the one who got cheated, because the first brother didn't lose any duel. He got killed in his sleep. The third brother also got a cloak that worked the way he wanted it to. Alright, what's the mic feeling like, boys? What's the situation? It's too quiet. Okay. How about now? Is that better? Okay. Yeah, so I spent like $250 on a new audio setup for videos, but the fucking turn it up a little more. I'll turn it up here on Streamlabs. There we go. Hopefully that's a little better. I should read Harry Potter. Have you never read Harry Potter? It's not terrible. It's just that I don't think it's all that good. There we go. It's better. All right. So it looks like we got the settings for streaming. Yeah. Well, Pimp Demon, was the audio and the video I did for you good or no? Like was that like a fine volume or no? Okay, so the audio was fine? Alright, that's fine. That's what I cared about. I'll get some more reactions done, and then hopefully I'll start getting the book reviews done as well. I have to rework my Gojo versus video script because it's not very energetic, you know. It feels a little bland. I gotta try and pizzazz it up a little bit, you know, give it a little spice. Zim, do you agree with the criticisms that the Percy Jackson movies got? Percy Jackson 2 sucked because they didn't stick to the book. Percy Jackson 1 was fine. Actually, no. The issue with Percy Jackson 1, I believe, is that they didn't have the Ares subplot, if I remember correctly. Am I tripping? In Percy Jackson 1, he doesn't fight Ares, does he? No, he just fights Luke. Yeah, that was an issue. Yeah, no. There's plenty of good book series out there. I also have to make time to finish my fucking draft for fucking Razor's Edge. Fuck me. Thankfully, I got past the first chapter, so now it's smooth sailing. Just have to fucking I have to make consistent time daily to get at least an hour of writing in. At least. Because sometimes I'm on fire. I mean, I don't know if you've been writing in a while, but man, sometimes I'm writing some shit and I'm like, damn, this is pretty fucking fire.
Nah, I've been hit with a big sad recently, so I haven't touched a book in like a month.
That's fair. Harry Potter books are better than the movies, but all wizardy language is kind of rough to understand. Yeah. Basically, like what I go through with writing is like they tell you straight up like if you're waiting for inspiration, you're never gonna write, so just keep writing and then you'll get inspiration through the writing. You get hit by the big sad? He get hit by the big sad? I got 2 hours of sleep last night, and hopefully I get a few more hours of sleep tonight, because I'm going to have to go fucking drive for an hour straight tomorrow. Zim, when are you and Mangler gonna do the next protagonist swap? When our schedules line up and we figured out what characters to work with. Because I'm thinking the next set of characters are gonna be horror characters. I think that's the best option for protag swap. But if that's gonna be the case, that's more Kyle's area than Mangler. The first 3 Harry Potter movies can be watched in Norwegian. What about the other 5? Are you telling me they didn't dub the other 5 in Norwegian? It's kind of weird. Yeah, sorry guys. A lot of the video stuff got pushed back in the back burner because life situations happen a lot. You know, you never plan for delays is the best way I can say it. Unfortunately, not. Wait, why not? How hard is it to double? That sounds so fucking weird. Although, to be fair, I keep forgetting Norwegian's actually a language. Also read this, yeah, that version of Death's more merciful. Final Destination's death was always fucking annoying. They were watching the most recent movie today at the shop. I will say it was interesting. Although, so I guess there are rules to how death can kill you in Final Destination. Because in the most recent movie, a girl's a shut-in inside her house. But death can't kill her inside her house.
Not true. He tries, she just knows where all the hazards are, so she stops them before they, like, occur. Even though she lives in what would essentially be the most dangerous area you could fucking think of to live.
Yeah, but, like, what's stopping Death from just collapsing the roof on her? He's really not that bright.
Plot.
Fair enough. I already played the Force Unleashed games. I wish Disney's allergic to easy money because they don't want to greenlight a show or movie based to that story. So the problem with the Force Unleashed...
I'm going to tell you this right now. If they did greenlight a show like that, if it's not exactly like the game, you people would bitch and whinge relentlessly. And even then, you have to pick, are you doing the good route or the evil route?
Valid. What's the final boss in this
No,
game?
Because you'd have to like pick. Are you going to do good or evil? Because you don't get both.
So I'm going to say
It's kind of like if they were to do like a show based on Infamous. Like you need to pick. Are you doing the good route or are you doing the evil route? You don't get both. Even though I think Infamous would make a killer show. Because you wouldn't even need to, like, have Cole in the show. You could just have a new conduit. You could just make up shit.
I was told, or I was asked the other day on in the Warhammer stream, who would win between Generator Rex or Cole from Infamous.
Doesn't Generator Rex scale to Ben 10?
Yep. So I was just like, I'm pretty sure Generator Rex has that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he scales the Ben. Like, there's... I think even just in the Generator Rex show, I could probably find shit that gets him above Cole. Like, God forbid that I'm the only person who points this out, but Cole's not that powerful. And his durability is kind of dog shit. No, and like, even if I'm being like super generous and I gave him like the mountain level stuff via the Ionic Storm, okay, that's his strongest technique. The rest of his shit does not scale there.
Bruh. Dumbledore versus Merlin from the BBC TV show. Never watched Merlin. Which faction in Warhammer is losing the hardest? Yes. If I had to make a guess, I'd probably say the Eldar. If Rex has his Omega form in season finale, then Rex Negs. Rex Negs in general, to be honest.
How does Rex do against electricity?
He does fine against it. I don't think he.
How
I
does he
don't
do
think
against? How does he do against ice?
he was frozen, I believe, by Big Chill, but he broke out of it.
Oh, then he's fine.
I'd have to double check though. Some of this stuff I'm not too familiar with.
I remember really liking Generator Rex, but I've never sat down and gone through like the entire show. I've only ever caught like episodes. And it'd usually be when I was like sick from school.
True. Bro, the Eldar lose so much they literally had sex to death.
That's not losing.
I like to think of it as strategic advancements in society. Can't wait to get to that Alexander book so I can just write pure garbage.
Why? What's stopping you?
I like doing the books in order, so I'm currently working.
No, I mean, what's stopping you from writing pure smut now?
Well, I need you to proofread this one.
I'm not. I'm telling you this right now. I'm not proofreading your fucking Alexander one.
That's
If it comes,
what.
if it comes with a comic, I might, but I'm not gonna sit there and have that blasting in my ears at work.
I understand. I understand. I understand. I'm sorry. See, I would tell you, oh, can I send you a version of the Alexander book without the sex scenes in there, but I don't trust myself to properly edit them out.
I thought you were about to tell me there is none.
What I might do is I might write the book without the scenes in it first, and then after I'm done, go back in and fill in with the scenes, just so that way I can get like feedback. But I probably won't do that because that would still run a risk I don't want to put you through again. Rex,
When we eventually found the version that he did give me, I got the biggest fucking apology because he realized he sent me the fucking wrong one, and it wasn't. I think it was like 2 drafts before the one he was actually supposed to give me.
Yes, I had fucked up. I can acknowledge when I've made a mistake. See, because I'm a wholesome big person like that. Rex Nanites can adapt too, but he likes machines so much he only uses that, nerfing himself in the process. Meanwhile, Zim, I'm Rinning it. Bro, Rin's not even bad. Again, only one of you has read the book. I don't want to hear it. Whew. I was gonna say you can go ahead and save. We'll probably call it here. Rex can literally easily transform himself into a kaiju. Yeah, because then that's a word like that.
I mean, I don't doubt that. Like, the argument is never, is Cole going to beat him? The argument is, how badly is Rex going to do it?
Reels. But alright. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys on the next streamer video. Take care, everybody. Have yourselves a nice night. And the next game I'm going to be solo streaming will be continuing Ultra Kill. So, peace.